You've done it! The Ender Dragon has finally been defeated. The portal home opens up, but instead of relief, something unexpected begins. A secret that the game has been hiding all along. This is the Untold Secrets of Minecraft's End Poem, Part 1, The Physical Contents. There is a voice. No, two voices.
I see the player you mean.
Faberstry.
Yes, take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can read our thoughts.
The end poem begins not with a celebration, but with awareness. These voices don't just see the player now, rather they have been watching for a very long time, and they recognise the growth that the player has gone through, from their humble beginnings, to becoming something more than just a character in a game.
I like this player. It played well. It did not give up.
It is reading our thoughts as though they were words on a screen.
These voices admire not the player's power, but their persistence, their growth. Their journey wasn't easy, but the player continued. And now something remarkable has happened. They're aware. The game is no longer a game.
What did this player dream?
This player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created. It dreamed it destroyed. It dreamed it hunted, and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter.
Here the poem asks what really happened. Not in terms of locked mind or monsters slain, but in dreams, in moments, in subscribe buttons, in creation. The player imagined beauty and fear, destruction and warmth. These are more than just gameplay mechanics. They're reflections of imagination itself. Minecraft becomes a dreamscape, and the player is its dreamer.
It worked, with a million others, to sculpt a true world in a fold of the... and created a... for... in the...
It cannot read that thought.
No, it has not yet achieved the highest level. That it must achieve in the long dream of life, not in the short dream of a game.
The poem glitches, intentionally. These corrupted symbols are a reminder that some truths are beyond even this world. The player has come far, but not far enough. There is still a deeper level. Not within the game, but in life itself.
The long dream
Awaits. And Minecraft? Well, it's just the beginning. It's the
short dream of a game. Who are we? Once we were called the Spirit of the Mountain, Father Sun, Mother Moon, ancestral spirits, animal spirits, jinns, ghosts, the Green Man, then gods, demons, angels, poltergeists, aliens, extraterrestrials, leptons, quarks. The words change. We do not.
We are the universe. We are everything you think isn't you.
This is where the poem expands, into mythology, into science, into the unknown. It names the countless ways humanity has tried to understand reality, from ancient spirits to subatomic particles, all the metaphors for the same thing, the great unknown. And then it reveals the truth. They are the universe itself.
The player was you, Faberstry.
At last, the illusion breaks. This isn't a story about a player, it's about you. Your name, your screen, your consciousness. This isn't just a game anymore, it's a mirror.
Sometimes it thought itself human, on the thin crust of a spinning globe of molten rock.
Suddenly we zoom out, way out. The poem reminds us that you, the player, are a human being, standing on a fragile drifting speck in a hostile universe. You live under a star that can burn you from millions of kilometers away. You are real. You have weight. You exist.
Sometimes the player dreamed it was a miner on the surface of a world that was flat and infinite.
You also dreamed you were someone else, a blocky figure with a pickaxe, living on a flat world made of perfect squares, where suns are white cubes, where death is temporary, where the rules are simpler, but the meaning isn't. This is where the poem blurs the boundary between the real world and the Minecraft world. Fascinating, isn't it?
And the universe said, I love you.
And the universe said you have played the game well.
And the universe said everything you need is within you.
And the universe said you are stronger than you know.
And the universe said you are the daylight.
And the universe said you are the night.
And the universe said the darkness you fight is within you.
And the universe said the light you seek is within you.
And the universe said you are not alone.
And the universe said you are not separate from every other thing.
This is the heart of the poem. The universe, once a distant concept, now speaks with love. It speaks to who you are. You are important to the universe. At the very end, a quiet call.
Wake up.
Not from sleep, but from the illusion of separation. You've finished the game. You've seen behind the curtain. But now, it's time to return. Part 2. Who are the voices? But now we ask the deeper question. Who are these two voices speaking in the end poem? We know a few things for sure. They know your name. They know you have
Played well.
They've seen you fail, succeed, dream, and survive. But what exactly are they? Well, the poem does tell us.
Who are we? Once we were called the Spirit of the Mountain, Father Sun, Mother Moon, ancestral spirits, animal spirits, jinns, ghosts, the Green Man, and gods, demons, angels, poltergeists, aliens, extraterrestrials, leptons, quarks. The words change, we do not change.
Here the voices reveal their true form. They are not one thing. They've been called many things throughout human history, from gods and spirits to subatomic particles, but at their core, they remain constant.
We are the universe. We are everything you think isn't you.
This line is perhaps the most profound. They are not just in the universe. They are the universe. These beings exist on a level of reality that the player hasn't yet reached. The poem even acknowledges this fact.
It has not yet reached the highest level.
This
Highest level.
isn't something you earn through grinding or XP. It's enlightenment. It's understanding. It's a moment where the veil lifts and the dream becomes clear. We aren't there yet, but those two voices are. Also, despite this power imbalance and the fact that we are not at their level, these voices, for some reason, still care.
Does it know that we love it?
That line, quiet, gentle, changes everything. The universe, with all its ancient knowledge and cosmic awareness, loves the player. Not for how many blocks they've mined or monsters they've defeated, but for existing, for trying, for dreaming. And then we reach the line that flips reality inside out.
And the player was the universe.
Wait, what? Yes, the player is not separate from the universe. The player is the universe, experiencing itself through the game, through dreams, through stories. Does that mean we are the gods we see conversing? Well, that's where we arrive at the two main theories for who those beings are. Theory A. The voices are external gods. This is the most straightforward interpretation. According to this view, the voices we hear are literal higher beings. Ancient, godlike entities who exist outside the Minecraft universe. They're like developers watching code, or players observing a world they didn't create, but understand completely.
It thinks we are part of the game.
This line is key. It shows a clear separation. The player is inside the game. The voices are not. They are watching it. They even reference
The original interface.
something described as
1,000,000 years old.
this interface predates not just Minecraft, but maybe the concept of digital worlds itself. If the voices remember something that's 1,000,000 years old, then they must have existed for eons, long before the game ever begun. This might mean that the voices could have been present at the birth of the universe, not born within it, but watching as it came into being. Then there's this moment.
Sometimes it thought itself human.
It recognized the player's human condition. This implies another break in perspective. These voices know that Minecraft is a game. They talk about it like it's a simulation, a dream, a fleeting construct, and if they know that, then they must exist outside of it. They're not NPCs, they're not mobs, they're not even gods within the game. They're beyond the fourth wall. But there's a problem. All of this makes sense to us until the poem hits us with a line that breaks this theory apart.
And the player was the universe.
Wait, we were also told by these voices that...
We are everything you think isn't you.
So how can the player simultaneously be...
The universe.
and yet the voices are also...
The universe.
and...
Everything you think isn't you.
There's a paradox here. If the voices are the universe, and you are the universe, are you hearing yourself? Are you the god of the Minecraft world? And thus, we get theory B. We are the voices in the poem.
And the player was the universe.
Not part of the universe, not something inside it, but the whole thing. Suddenly the gods don't feel so far away. Because what if they're not?
And the universe said you are the universe tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code.
It's beautiful, but also unsettling. Because this isn't a god giving you a prep talk. This is you, talking to yourself, across dimensions. You are not a puppet. You are not a hero within a story. You're the storyteller. You're the code. You're the system. You're the whole game.
The 7 billion atoms of the player's body were created, long before this game, in the heart of a star.
Here, science and mythology intertwine. Your body. The player's body. It's stardust. Literally forged in the nuclear hearts of ancient suns. That's not a metaphor. That's physics. So yes, in the end poem's logic, you are not a god because you were created by the universe. You are a god because you are the universe.
Those 1,000 deaths had not been real. The player was alive.
This hits something uniquely Minecraft. You can die, and die, and die again. But you always come back. No mob in Minecraft can do that. Only you, the player. Maybe this immortality isn't a bug, but a feature. A sign of divinity, of godhood within a digital realm. The player has...
Had importance to the universe.
But why? Why would this tiny speck, this single pixelated being, matter? We are, statistically speaking, insignificant. One part of a billion others. We shouldn't matter to any god. Unless, of course, the player is the universe. Or the universe is not some cold, distant force, but something looking inwards, reflecting, learning, through you. So here's the twist. We aren't just hearing gods, we're hearing ourself. Not the self bound by skin and bone, but the self made of stars, stories, and simulation. But hold up, not so fast. Theory B is tempting, like it's empowering and it makes you the cosmic center, but even this has cracks within its foundation. There are places in the poem where the texts break down. Symbols, gibberish, glitches. It's not just noise, it's deliberate. A reminder that even at this
Higher level.
there are still truths too complex for the player to comprehend. So, if you were the universe, why couldn't you read your own code? Also, throughout the poem, the player is never us when these gods are speaking. Rather, the player is an...
It.
It's a level of separation. Even when the voices show love, it's from afar. There's still a gap, still a mystery between the voice that speaks and the player who dreams. And how can we be sure that all of this isn't just a dream?
And the player dreamed. Sometimes the player dreamed it was lost in a story.
Scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream.
This poem is obsessed with dreams. Dreams of
Of a game. Of sunlight and trees. Of fire and water. Of life.
Of death.
of the gods. This language suggests everything. The player's journey, Minecraft, maybe even reality itself, is just
A long dream.
perhaps one that repeats endlessly.
And the player dreamed again. Dreamed better.
So if we are the voices, if we are the gods, if we are the universe, are we dreaming ourselves into being? Is Minecraft just a metaphor for this life? A simulation inside another? Or are the voices truly a separate world away? Loving and close, but still on a different plane of existence. There is clearly a blurred line between player and god. But where exactly does that line end? Well, before I can give you an answer to that, I think it would help to just take a step back for a moment. Forget the dragons, forget the gods, forget the end poem. Instead, let's shift our focus to the lives of those who never made it to the end, nor read the end poem. How are they impacted? Well, let's take a humble villager for instance. What is his experience to live in a Minecraft world where the gods exist, but he never knows? Well, let's meet Testificate Jr. the 7th. He was a regular villager, born into a small stone house with a crooked roof and a flickering torch. He didn't remember being born, of course. One day he simply existed. Hoe in hand, sun overhead, wheat to harvest. He lived a villager's life. Simple, repetitive, predictable. Wake up, work, eat, sleep. A few emeralds traded, a few potatoes planted, and a few doors creaked shut behind him each night. But it wasn't always easy. Zombies constantly clawed at the gates. Pillagers swept in from the hills. The winter was long, food ran low. Sometimes he'd lose friends. Sometimes he'd feel the ache in his bones. The quiet dread that nothing would ever change. Sometimes he wondered why he bothered to build, why he dreamed of more. His life was full of suffering, disappointment, and hardship. And yet there were moments of stillness under a purple dusk, when the sky turned from orange to ink, when the stars blinked to life one by one, as if saying, hello. And on those nights he'd wander beyond the walls, just a little. He'd look up at the stars and ask the only question that ever really mattered.
Why? Why do the stars exist? Why does the world exist? Why do I exist?
Well, he told himself,
Because something long ago burned, and light tore itself into being. But why did that happen? Well, maybe because it had to. Maybe because something before it made it happen. But why that? And why before that? And why? Why?
He never found a true answer. Just more layers, more questions. It was like reaching for a ceiling that always moved higher the closer he came to it. Eventually, he'd stop asking. There seemed to be a cause for everything, and a cause for that cause, and a cause for that cause, and that repeated indefinitely. He shrugged it off though, wandered back to bed. It wasn't worth exploring the questions of the universe. He was just a mere villager, right? The universe wouldn't ever care about him, so why should he care about the universe? And so the days passed, some bright, some terrible, some full of laughter, others of loss. He grew older. The crops still grew, the sun still rose. He loved, he feared, he hoped. And then one day, he just didn't wake up. There was no respawn, no second life, just stillness. And in that moment, something shifted. He became aware, not of his body, or his village, or his life, but of something greater. Something that had always been there. Watching, waiting. A voice, perhaps. Or two. And they were familiar. Like the sound of a thought you'd forgotten was yours.
This player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created, and it dreamed it destroyed.
Was that about him?
The universe said you've played the game well.
He didn't know what it meant. But for the first time, he understood he'd never been alone. He'd lived, he'd wondered, he'd asked why. And now, he was part of something larger. Something infinite. Back in the world he left behind, the villagers carried on. They traded, they planted, they watched the stars blink to life each night. Never knowing how close they were to the truth. They believed their world was real. And it was. But it also wasn't. Only in death did Testificate Jr. the 7th understand that his world was just
A universe that was made of energy. That was made of offs and ons. Zeros and ones. Lines of code.
There was another reality beyond the villager's world. Now we know that as players, that's obvious. We live in that other reality. But then, that begs the question. Are we also like the villagers? Living lives that feel complete, whole, and true. And they are. But above us, beyond us. Maybe there are voices we haven't heard. Maybe there's a screen we haven't read. Maybe this is only a small part of a much larger dream. And if that is the case, maybe someone's watching us right now, reading our thoughts as though they were words on a screen. Perhaps, just like the villager, we have our own developer of our universe.
Wake up!
The dragon was dead, the end behind me, but its death didn't feel like a victory. It felt like an awakening, because something spoke to me, not with words, with knowing. It was a poem, it whispered through the code, a dream wrapped inside the game. Who were those voices? Were they the gods? Were they the universe? Was it me? Well, I don't know. Maybe I am just the player. Maybe I'm the dreamer. Maybe I'm both. But right now, I'm back in the overworld, alive, changed, and holding a strange silence in my hand. It was a singular item. The dragon egg. It doesn't move, it doesn't speak, but somehow it remembers. And whatever it knows, it's far darker than the end poem. I need to find out what it's hiding. So watch this video with me, and together we can learn its secrets.